Those Bailey beads too, as we're looking at it, those kind of the lights trickling through around the surface of the moon, coming through the peaks and valleys.
So what are we viewing on the left-hand side? This almost pink color effect.
Right, and so as we just heard from the last totality, you know, these pink fingers are popping out a little bit, and those are those solar prominences. They're appearing pink because of the helium rich, but we can see it. Let's focus on the corona here, that glow that we're getting, and we can see basically these streams that are coming out, a lot of that energy and brightness that we do not have the ability to see on a day-to-day basis. So with this total eclipse, we're able to see that corona nice and bright coming through in Torion.
That is just a magical view. Oh my goodness,
It is.
Gina, okay, and so we've got so many questions coming in online right now from viewers watching this. Our first one is going to be from Justin, who wants to know, right now we are seeing a pretty clear and spectacular view of a total solar eclipse.
Yes.
But Justin wants to know, what will it look like if it's clouded over?
Right, so the view that we're getting right now, you won't be able to see that if it's clouded over, but you will have effects going on, right? You'll get a change in the temperature, so the temperature will drop. It'll still get darker as well.
It's already getting dark here in Kerrville.
I mean, we have some cloud coverage, right? And we're feeling a little extra wind. It's noticeably darker despite the clouds that we have, so you'll get some of those environmental effects even if it's cloudy where you are.
And so a great follow-up, we've got Halloween Ghoul on YouTube who wants to know, again, will the temperature change during totality, which I know you mentioned that it will get a little bit cooler.
Yes.
But do you know about how many degrees we can expect?
Yeah, it depends on the location, the humidity, multiple factors, but it can change by about 10 degrees or so, depending where you are, maybe even a little bit more than that. And, we're feeling a little chilly kind of where we're sitting compared to what it was earlier. And, I mean, I'm just staring at this view of totality that we have in Torion.
So we're about halfway through totality right now in Torion, Mexico. And again, I know folks said that this is almost double totality than 2007, right?
That's right. And so in 2017, we had a little more than 2 minutes. So we're lucky enough this time that we have over 4 minutes in some places, too.
This is so beautiful. And so our next question from Sibel on Instagram wants to know, why is the sun more active right now?
So the sun is more active because we have an 11-year solar cycle. The sun goes from solar maximum to solar minimum, where it's changing its level of activity. Oh, and as you're seeing the screen, so I see in the bottom right there, we can see that prominence extending out. And as we heard earlier in Mazatlan, that is potentially the beginning of space weather activity. So we're talking about solar maximum. If there's a time to see any of that space weather activity during the total solar eclipse, this is the time to do it. So let's watch that as we go through totality and our other locations too, and maybe we'll be lucky to see some of these features change for us.
That is so beautiful.
It is.
And so Gina, too, how we're in a higher cycle. Solar cycle right now. How many years, is that fluctuation?
Right. The solar cycle goes on for 11 years when it peaks in activity, and that's where we are, where the latest predictions are that we will reach that maximum sometime this year, and then it'll decrease in activity going back down to solar minimum.
And so, Gina, I've got time for one more quick question from Christopher on X, who wants to know which other planets have the best eclipses.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. So eclipses don't only happen on Earth. Let's talk about Mars, for the fact that Mars does have eclipses when the moon crosses in front of Mars. Mars has 2 moons, and the rovers on the surface have captured images of those.
But no other planet has a view quite like this, right?
Nope, that is special for us. Just the distance and the size of the moon makes it such that it will completely block the sun as it's doing today.
Wow.
And you can see there's that diamond ring effect as we are coming out of totality in Torion.
What an incredible
Wow, it's a bright one too. Look at that.
That is a bright one. So is this what, a Bailey's bead, or?
So that's going to be that diamond ring, just how bright it is. Bailey beads are a little bit smaller as they kind of bubble over the surface, but folks who are in that location should have those safety viewing glasses back on so that they can now view the partial eclipse that they are experiencing.
Well, that is fantastic. And the next time we see this eclipse, it's going to be right here in Kerrville, Texas. So folks, the countdown is on. We've got about 10 minutes until we see this with our own eyes.
You can hear people
Yes, big moment right here in Kerrville. For now, let's check back in with Lauren at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thanks to Hira. We are getting close to Eclipse ourselves, but for now, we have a very special guest, NASA's very own Pam Melroy, Deputy Administrator and former astronaut. Pam, it's good to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here. I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. So what's it like being in Indianapolis for an exciting event like this?
Well, it's a beautiful day here, and I love the fact that we're here with thousands of people in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we're joining with millions of people around America looking up together to the sky.
Absolutely. And tell me, is this your first eclipse?
It's not my first eclipse, but it will be my first totality.
Oh.
I've seen several partial eclipses, but there's something mystical and mysterious and in some ways unifying about a total eclipse, and we're all going to feel it together.
Absolutely. We could not have lucked out more on this weather today. So as a former astronaut, we know that sun science and space weather are very important to keeping our astronauts safe. What is space weather, and why do we care about it? What is NASA doing to study it?
Yeah, that's right. It's actually very important. It is of concern for astronauts who are in space because they experience the radiation of the sun that comes from solar flares and solar weather. But the reality is it's also affecting life here on Earth. It impacts the upper reaches of our atmosphere called the ionosphere, which is an electrified part of our atmosphere that is a conduit for communications. It's critically important. It can even affect power grids. And of course, if you ever have seen the Northern Lights, you've seen the effect of solar weather. But really the focus for today is where that solar weather starts, and that's in the corona, the sun's atmosphere. It's very unusual, and we don't exactly know what's happening because the sun's atmosphere is millions of degrees hotter than the surface of the sun. So we are hoping to learn today more.
Extremely important, and something that we're learning a lot today too. Pam, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
As we've learned, solar eclipses are very important to learn for many, many reasons. We have radio telescope operators who are studying the eclipse today for this very reason. Let's take a look at that work.
When the moon blocks the sun during a solar eclipse, there is a noticeable impact on Earth's upper atmosphere, known as the ionosphere. These changes can affect radio communications, including amateur radio, also known as ham radio.
Ham radio is a way you can talk to people all around the world. You set up a radio and antenna. You talk into the radio sends a signal up to the antenna sends a signal up to the sky. It bounces off of the electrified layer of the sky back down to Earth, where you can talk to the person on the other side.
During the 2024 total solar eclipse, the Ham-Sci Citizen Science Project is inviting ham radio operators to transmit radio signals. The goal is to have people make as many radio contacts as they can with operators in different locations during the celestial event. By recording how strong their radio signals are and how far they go, ham radio operators and scientists can learn about how the ionosphere changes during solar eclipses.
Sometimes you can talk around the world, and sometimes you can't. And that's all based on what the ionosphere is doing, what the sun is doing. When it works and you are able to talk to these faraway places, I find that really magical.
To learn how you can participate, follow Do NASA Science on X and Facebook.
And we are minutes away from the total solar eclipse over Kerrville, Texas. The temperature is dropping. As you can see, I have to throw on a jacket. The sky is dimming. We're on the edge of our seats, and we are joined now with astronaut and commander of the Artemis II mission to the moon, Reed Wiseman. Reed, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. The crowd noise, like the fact that the sun is behind the clouds most of the time and peeking out, it's so wonderful.
I know.
Thanks for being here, Reed.
As you can hear, like, we are ready.
We are right there.
So exciting. So tell us, Reed, obviously everybody is excited, but have you seen a total solar eclipse before?
Never a total, so I will share this darkness with you and this
Same.
whole crowd the first time.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh,
this
so
is
exciting.
incredible.
That's
So,
great.
too, what considerations do you and your fellow Artemis astronauts need to think about when related to the sun when traveling back to the moon?
Well, it's great to see Pam Melroy on your last clip. we think we know what we'll encounter.
Great. Okay. And tell me, Reed, how does it feel to be the commander of NASA's first crewed mission going back to the moon since Apollo?
I am flying with Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen. The
Dream team, yes.
I know. So every day that I go into work, I won't say every day is easy, but every day is fun. And I'm flying with people that have principles, they have integrity, and they have just so much knowledge and professionalism. It's a dream come true. And getting to work with the whole team, the international team, it's the best.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Reed. You know, really quickly, do you have any advice for anybody that might want to follow in your footsteps one day?
We always say that you have to find that job that you love, go all in on it, live your best life, be as good of a professional as you can, and someday apply for the program. And we look forward to seeing your application come across our desk.
Thank you, Reed, and good luck on your upcoming mission.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Now, if anybody feels like reaching for the stars, NASA is actually currently accepting applications to be an astronaut. You could one day travel to the moon and eventually to Mars. From teachers to scientists to even those in our armed forces, we are looking for a diverse group to take humanity farther into the cosmos. You can apply now through April 16th by visiting go.nasa.gov/astro2024. Now, timing is everything when it comes to pulling off successful science during an event like today. Let's hear from a very special guest who also knows a thing or two about perfect alignments.
Hi, I'm Paul DeYoung, shortstop for the Chicago White Sox. What does it take to do my job? You gotta know your...
Can you use the filter with us?
Ball game.
Oh, see it. We are 2 minutes, about 2 minutes, under 2 minutes actually, away from totality here in Kerrville, Texas, which will mark the start of our eclipse coverage across America. Now, folks, we have a little bit of cloud coverage right now in Kerrville, so we are showing the Dallas feed. But again, we're holding out hope.
We are.
Gina and I are thrilled to be here with Dr. Nicola Fox, who is the Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate. Nikki, thank you for being here.
Oh, I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Thanks for being here, Nikki. So tell us how the science conducted today will really impact the future of exploration at NASA Science.
Oh, wow, there's so much that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be studying the sun. We're going to be studying the Earth's atmosphere and how that changes. You can see it getting dark here. And, you know, we've got these little magnetometers. They're going to be all across. We have 30 of them all the way across. I'm going to hold it up.
Very nice. Love magnetometers.
Magnetometers. And we're going to be... Let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
Less than a minute. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, glasses on, Nikki? Yes?
Yeah,
Or
glasses
no?
on, but we're about to get... Yeah.
There's some cloud
Yeah, there's
coverage.
some cloud coverage.
It's trying to peek
It
out.
is trying. It is trying. It is trying. It is
Windy
getting
for
dark
sure.
here. The wind's picked up. You could actually see the birds started flying in a very weird pattern a minute ago.
Good point.
Come on, clouds.
Everyone's
Wow.
screaming.
Yes.
You know, I might have to switch to Team Sun.
Come on. Oh my goodness. We're there. We're nearly there. Okay.
Here we go.
Wow, the crowd is counting down.
Wow. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That is amazing. been saying all day. Look how dark. Look how dark it is around here. Yeah.
It is just this white
just
ring.
a white ring.
Yeah. It's so dark.
It is so dark. It is
You
so
can see
dark.
the planes and the sky much better.
Wow.
You can.
Everybody
We have
just
planes and helicopters and drones.
The whole
all
crowd
over the
is
place
just
today.
look at
Here we
the
go.
clouds are going to clear for us.
That. Yes! Yes! Woo! Woo!
Oh my
Look at that! Just
It's
look
amazing.
at that. That is
And we have
incredible.
about, what, 4 minutes
Oh, yeah.
to
4
just
minutes
bask.
and 25 seconds.
To be
Yes.
I mean, this really,
Yes.
again, reminds you that we are on this one planet, you know,
Yes.
in this larger system.
And you have to be on this planet to see what we're seeing.
You do.
right now.
That's why we are Team Sun, Earth,
Sun.
and Moon. Because you need the moon for an
All
eclipse. You need the sun for an eclipse. And we're
Right.
standing on the Earth to see it.
Oh, man.
So, all of NASA
Amazing.
science represented by a total solar eclipse.
And something that, what, over 30 million of us today, at least in
at
the
least,
path of totality.
At least, yes.
Able
I mean,
to witness
Yeah,
this.
I don't know
31
about
people
you,
living in the path of totality. So
Doesn't
imagine
count
how
who
many people
travels.
actually traveled here. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This
Wow.
is getting me extra excited about all the science that
All the science that we're doing.
right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, those clouds are playing tricks
Those
on us
clouds
now.
are being pretty mean. Yes.
It was nice to get a taste, though.
It's
Wow.
true.
It is
Yes.
so dark.
It is.
We've got everybody
It is
looking
so
up.
dark.
I'm so happy that, you
Yes.
know, for
So
folks that
good.
travel,
Yes.
able to see this take place.
That's right.
And
so-
it's been such a great atmosphere here all day. Every
Yes.
time the sun comes out, everybody
Everyone's
cheers.
cheering,
Yeah.
counting down. It has been incredible. And so, wow.
That's true.
Oh, Nikki, what's your favorite part about these? About an eclipse? Is this your first?
No, this is my second one, 2017. I was in Nebraska and I saw it there. But I think there's just, you can study the sun, you can study the corona, but suddenly you see it with your own eyes. And it's that feeling of just, wow, that is our star. Like it isn't just the sun anymore. That's a star, and you see it looking like a star. And, you know, as we study, as we look for exoplanets in other galaxies that might be able to support life, you know, we need to understand our relationship here on this planet with that star. And
That's
so
right.
it's so important. And I think when you see it, you're just like, wow, it actually is a star. Yeah. You know, it's not just a bright point of light in the sky. You can see the structure. You can see just how exciting the sun is and actually how dynamic it is.
Yeah. And you know, it's not often in heliophysics that we can actually see the science that we're doing with our own eyes.
That is right.
So it's
That
a
is
rare
right.
experience.
Or
Yes.
even share in it, you know?
Yeah.
Millions of
Have
us
so
today.
many people partake.
Yep.
That's right. It's pretty windy too here.
It
is windy.
And so I know earlier in the show we've mentioned that total solar eclipses really might only pass through a certain location, say every 375 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you explain how come we don't see eclipses like this every day?
month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every month.
Because the moon's orbit is actually tilted, and so most of the time when it passes in front, it doesn't block out the light for us. At this particular time, it is right on the plane between the Earth and the Sun. It is actually at its closest point to the Earth, and so in the plane of the sky, the moon is exactly the same size as the sun, and that is very unique.
That is so special, too.
Yes.
I mean, like, what are the odds?
It's the 400s, right? It's
Yes.
The distance between the... And the size is 400 times smaller as well. So it just blocks it perfectly.
Yep. It does, and right now the clouds are blocking it perfectly.
Hey, but we got a taste of it, which
We
was
did.
very nice, and we are
We
chasing
did.
this eclipse across North America
We
today.
are.
So excited
Yeah,
to
we
see it
are.
from these
I
other
I think it
locations,
wants to come
too.
out again. I don't know.
do
These
too.
clouds are thinning.
Yeah, the clouds.
You can hear the
thin.
crowds cheering.
yes.
Getting excited.
We're hopeful.
Yeah.
Channeling all that good energy.
Yeah. This crowd has been great all day.
Oh, yes.
All day.
It's crazy to believe, too, that it was so dark and it's only like midday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, and we're starting to get some of this.
Starting to get the light back.
Yeah, starting to get the light back.
Yep. So unfortunately, we did not see the diamond ring at the end of the eclipse because of the clouds, which is always a crowd pleaser. But we did see it actually
saw it in the
right
beginning.
before totality. There was suddenly this beautiful, bright